Under Aegon IV, the royal court decayed behind gold and candlelight. Daeron watched in silence. Daemon waited in shadow. Two figures now commanded the court's attention: lawful Prince Daeron and dazzling Daemon. Between them, nobles measured blood, strength, and destiny. Whispers escaped the palace and crossed the realm. Ravens carried secrets, swords left their scabbards. Blackfyre was more than Valyrian steel. It was the sword of conquerors, the weapon of kings, and in the eyes of Westeros, a symbol powerful enough to challenge the meaning of legitimate rule. Before the assembled court, Aegon IV placed Blackfyre into Daemon's hands. When Daemon raised Blackfyre, the hall fell silent. Some nobles saw a warrior worthy of legend. Others saw a rival to the throne. In that moment, a royal gift became an omen of rebellion. The Iron Throne stood empty while the court moved restlessly beneath it. Messengers hurried, nobles whispered, and guards watched in silence. Power remained at the center of the hall, but authority had vanished. Daemon's skill made him impossible to ignore. With Blackfyre in hand, he moved like the warrior princes of old, inspiring young knights who began to see not merely a champion, but a possible king. Around a candlelit map, Daemon's closest allies gathered. Old grievances became military plans, private loyalty became conspiracy, and every road, castle, and river crossing was weighed against the coming strength of the crown. At sunset, the black dragon rose above the fortress. Daemon lifted Blackfyre before his assembled followers, and the soldiers answered without hesitation. The rebellion no longer lived in whispers. It now possessed a banner. Doubt and uncertainty spread across the Seven Kingdoms, from the great lords down to the humblest of landed knights and the loneliest of wandering knights. The promise of a transfer of power was an all-too-tempting opportunity, especially among the minor houses of Westeros. Daemon became more than Aegon's son. To discontented lords, he was strength, beauty, and the memory of heroic kingship. With Blackfyre at his side, the warrior slowly transformed into the symbol of opposition. From castle to castle, secret letters found willing hands. Lords opened armories, banners changed above walls, and riders vanished into the night. Doubt was no longer private. The realm was preparing to choose. With the royal seal, Aegon legitimized his acknowledged bastards. The decree changed names, claims, and futures in a single stroke, giving Daemon lawful blood while leaving the court to measure the consequences. Daemon became more than Aegon's son. To discontented lords, he was strength, beauty, and the memory of heroic kingship. With Blackfyre at his side, the warrior slowly transformed into the symbol of opposition. One house at a time, Westeros divided. Ravens arrived, seals were broken, and ancient banners rose above castle walls. The royal host crossed roads, rivers, valleys, and mountain passes. High above the Vale, the Arryn vanguard entered a world of stone, snow, and cloud. Along a narrow mountain road, blue falcon banners advanced toward an enemy hidden somewhere beyond the peaks. The Vale column pressed deeper along the cliff road. Every rider balanced between sheer rock and open sky. Ahead, the path curved toward a valley where retreat would soon become impossible. From the heights, Arryn's scouts finally saw the Blackfyre formations moving through the mist below. Red banners marked the enemy's route, and the hidden approach became a battlefield waiting to close. The Arryn host descended from the high slopes in disciplined lines. Across the valley floor, Blackfyre soldiers formed beneath red banners, and the mountain pass narrowed both armies toward inevitable combat. Vale cavalry thundered down the stony slope beneath blue and silver banners. Lances lowered, horses gathered speed, and the charge struck the Blackfyre front with enough force to bend the entire line. The rebel front shattered, but did not disappear. Arryn riders broke through the opening as Blackfyre infantry closed around them, turning the clean charge into a violent struggle across the narrow pass. Arryn infantry followed the cavalry into the breach. Shield by shield, they forced the rebels backward, holding the center, while Blackfyre soldiers fought desperately to prevent the pass from being lost. Across the valley crossing, blue falcons and black dragons collided again. The Arryn commander raised his sword. Loyalists surged around him, and the rebel line began to yield beneath the mountain assault. The surviving Blackfyres vanished into the fog below. Above them, Arryn soldiers held the captured pass beneath blue banners, securing the mountain road and denying the rebellion a path through the Vale. Lannisport glittered beside the sea, rich, fortified, and seemingly secure. Yet smoke beyond its roads warned the defenders that the Westerland's wealth had become a prize for the advancing Blackfyre Rebellion. Beneath red banners marked by the Black Dragon, the rebel army descended toward Lannisport. Dust rose under thousands of boots, and the distant city grew larger with every step of the invasion. The Lannisters closed ranks before their walls. Golden lions covered shields and banners, while cavalry, spearmen, and archers prepared the gates. Behind them stood the city. Before them came the Black Dragon. The Lannisters closed ranks before their walls. Golden lions covered shields and banners, while cavalry, spearmen, and archers prepared the gates. The battle tightened beneath the castle walls. Lannister formations fought with discipline, but each rebel assault pressed them closer to the gates, turning open ground into a crushing contest of shields and steel. Fireball drove into the Lannister line with brutal momentum. Where disciplined shields had held, Quentyn Ball opened a path, and Blackfyre soldiers surged behind him toward the exposed approaches of Lannisport. Ladders struck the walls, and Blackfyre soldiers climbed into the storm of battle. Along the parapets, Lannister defenders gave ground step by step as red banners rose over captured stone. With the walls compromised, the Lannisters retreated toward the gates. They fought backward beneath golden lions, but the Blackfyre advance never released its pressure, compressing the defense into one desperate line. The outer defenses failed. Rebels poured through captured passages and wall walks, while surviving Lannisters withdrew into courtyards and corridors. The struggle for Lannisport had moved inside the fortress itself. After victory, Fireball looked upon a wounded Westerlands. Smoke climbed above Lannisport, armies filled the roads, and the Black Dragon flew over conquered ground. The triumph promised greater war, not peace.